Ladies and gentlemen, recently a young man was killed in the police custody. And the youths of this country did not feel good about it. Not just the youths, parents across the country. And even teachers came out to demonstrate and light candles in various parts like Kisii County to just simply remember their fallen soldier. That is Albert Ojwang. Now, the death of Albert Ojwang has raised eyebrows across the country and even internationally. And it caught the attention of very key leaders across the world. So people literally wanted justice for Albert Ojwang, and then they made the decision to go to the streets. They went for the first time, goons came in, but they were not that huge in number. So this time around, Sakaja promised they are going to come to the streets, and of course, they were there.
Last week walinipata unawares. Arudi tena. Wajaribu tena. We will protect the city, the capital city. Wasijaribu.
So Farouk Kibet instructed Sakaja to take care of the city. And the goons came to the streets and eventually managed to control the protesters.
Siku zote Igwe, gavana Igwe, Sakaja, tumelinda jiji na tuwaogopi wakuja sasa.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, Kenyans are hustlers, in quotes. They move up and down to ensure that they have at least gotten something to take back to their families in the evening. Just like any other Kenyan, a mask vendor just left home and went to the streets to sell masks. Now, what do I mean by that? When there are protests, police come to the demonstrations with tear gas and water canisters. And the moment they arrive there, they splash water, they throw tear gas all over. So a youth by the name, people are saying it's Olisha, other ones are saying it is karaoke. We are going to get the confirmation of the exact name of the gentleman. But people, just like any other person, this gentleman went to the streets with the intention to sell masks to those people who might not be having masks, and tear gas are probably getting through their nose or even eyes. So he got masks for these people to use. And so he went to them with the packet of them to the street and sell. 10 each, at least to get something to take back to the family in the evening. Now, as this gentleman was there, as you can see in that video, he was literally standing as the police and some protesters were in battles. Some protester throws something and a police officer is shooting at them, probably tear gas or even live bullets. This gentleman, because he was having masks and was very innocent, he was harmless, no stone, he stood somewhere patiently, at least to get away, to move to the next level, to be able to sell masks. So the battles with the police officers went on, he and them. Now, a rogue police officer was trying to aim at one of the protesters. But as he was trying to aim, you could see he reaches a point and drops the gun. That was a sign that there's something that obstructed him. And what do you know what it was? His colleague, a police officer, was ahead of him. He felt like if I shoot, the police officer might move and get hit. So he held back. And this gentleman was so much agitated. He felt like he was so much angered. So he still made steps forward. So when he made the steps forward, he came across the gentleman who was in a blue jacket, grey trouser, standing there waiting for the police officers to finish the battles with some other protesters and then proceed to sell his masks. So these police officers, there were two by the time they arrived next to that gentleman. They slapped him, hit him with a gun, hit by a gun probably here at the ribs, and then kicked. I saw something of that sort. Later on, as this gentleman was leaving, a police officer literally took the gun and shot him straight to his head. What was later discovered is blood all over at the floor as the gentleman fell just straight to the ground. I know most of you have watched the video. and probably now you have a different picture about President William Ruto, have a different picture about the police officers in this country, and probably remember the words of Rigathi Gachagua, that there are police officers who are rogue in this country, set aside to deal with demonstrators and innocent Kenyans. The touching story about this incident is that this was not a demonstrator or maybe a protester. It was just a youth who was really trying to use the opportunity to earn a living. Number one. Number two, this guy was harmless. He did not have a gun, a stone, or anything, just masks in his hand. But still, the police officers felt that this was a criminal and they shot him. That was very sad. Ladies and gentlemen, it was another painful moment to see young Kenyans carrying a guy with blood all over to an ambulance to try and save his life, covering him with a flag as well. That happened last June 2024. It has again happened in 2025. Oh God, how many times is it going to happen again in this country so long as William Ruto is in power? Shedding blood right, left and center, having Kenyans dying in the streets. A simple Kenyan just carrying flag, then is literally shot by a police officer. What was in the mind of this police officer? What happened? This gentleman did not retaliate. As he was being slapped, kicked by hit by the gun by those police officers, he literally did nothing. He was just covering himself here and there, trying to put himself safe, put his head, not knowing that he would be shot from the back by the same police officers. Someone who was supposed to protect his life from the goons who were in the streets, but they literally decided to take his life. Ladies and gentlemen, there are so many tough lessons that you can learn from such an incident. Number one lesson is this. There is some anger within the police officers that it is not in line with what Kenyans are asking for. And these police officers are in some strict orders to deal with some protesters in the country. Orders that are against the constitution. That's why they cover themselves in masks so that they cannot be identified. Also, this confirmed the words by Rigathi Gachagua that there are rogue police officers within the police force or in the police service who are intended to harm Kenyans. And that was clear from the intentions of that police officer who shot straight to the head of that gentleman with the aim of killing him. These police officers, the police officer who shot this gentleman is a sign of what happened last year, where literally police officer was also, youths were literally also shot straight to their heads. Brains and blood was all over in the parliament buildings. A clear sign that indeed the police officers were aimed at killing these people. I feel so bad when I feel that the police officers who are trained to protect the people's lives are the ones at the forefront to take their lives. It's so sad. When did we hear last a police officer, their common one inch has been shot by gangsters? If it has happened, we have not heard it so far. But now, it is happening, and it is happening not by the gangsters, but by the police officers in uniform. I think the Inspector General of Police should resign. If he's not protecting these people, he should resign because he has failed in his job. We cannot have such deaths in a row within 10 days and you are still in office, meaning there's nothing you're doing. The police officers still have the courage to do the bad things because they are encouraged by their bosses or they are protected heavily. Because nobody can just do that in the street and walk freely to a car and then the car drives away. I don't know what's your take, but share with me in the comment section what you think.